And we're live.
It's like one, like I don't know if you guys have like recurring like thought processes you'll have as you're falling asleep, like little things you'll run through. One that is for years that I have is like, if I was gonna rob a bank, how would I rob a bank? And like I'll go through a bunch of scenarios, like watch movies and look things up online. And like in my head, it always goes well. But like I know, like as soon as I walked in, I'd like go up to a teller and be like all shaky voiced and be like, then I'd ask like if I could open an account. And like, yes,
but why are you wearing a mask?
For COVID.
I was about to say
a clown mask won't work.
So my bank robbing plan had always been to go on Halloween because I figured the mask isn't going to throw anybody off. Neither is the bag I'm going to be carrying, and I can blend right into the crowd because everybody's wearing a mask, especially if you're in like a really highly trafficked area of trick or treaters. Figured you could get away pretty easily, even on foot, and then maybe cut through a nearby area and get in your vehicle. Yeah. But these days, everybody's wearing masks, right? Like stroll right in there, 100%. Like, and you know, you could even have one of those prosthetic masks that's like your full face and hair and everything, and then, but then having like the COVID mask like over the top of it, like it wouldn't look as bizarre, especially with some sunglasses. And I feel like you could definitely hide your identity that way. But then it comes down to whether you want to get the money that the tellers have or if you want to get into the vault.
You got to get the vault.
Vault money, man. Yeah. Don't want that chump change.
We're not
petty criminals. High risk, high reward. How much is in the register? Like, don't they have probably a couple?
Not enough.
Not enough to change your life.
Probably
enough to change your life, I guess.
You could probably clear out the registers and get $10,000 easy, but you could get in the vault and you probably get a couple $100,000. But you're doing 10 to 20 either way if you get caught.
I'm curious.
Now, what I've discovered is that the move is that you want to ask for the bank manager and then pop him, based on every movie I've seen, pop him in the nose and then beat him up a little bit until he's just cognizant enough to remember how to get into the vault. In these movies, they never hammer him so hard that he gets concussed and then he's just useless on the ground. Ben Affleck in The Town, very, or I guess it was Jeremy.
And then if he gives you a hard time, you break one of his fingers, and after that, he'll tell you if he wears women's panties, right?
Major Payne style. Yeah.
No, that's Reservoir Dogs. That's exact.
I missed
Keitel's character. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the panties line. Yeah, that was another fantastic one.
The way to go about robbing anything, Triple Frontier nailed it. I think if you're going to rob something, you got to go big and go to the cartel, man.
Really? That's scary.
Yeah, I mean, they're not just taking $100,000; they're taking $300-400 million.
Yeah, but it's the cartel.
Do you remember how that movie ended?
Let's open that up, right? So those dudes had like almost a perfect plan, except for their evac. Like they were relying on one vehicle and one helicopter. That's not how special forces operate. That's not how military operates. You need to have multiple avenues out. So that could have been very succussuccessful.
I know who I'm calling when I decide to finally pull the trigger on this.
You're on the team, Nate.
I'll DM you. Yeah.
I looked at how much banks keep, like how much cash, and Kyle's right. Small banks, very small banks, it just says, will have 50 grand there, and larger banks will have 200 grand. So
in the vault?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Okay.
In the building, a lot of what
you're going in the vault for are like all the boxes, like getting all the jewelry, the stuff like that people put there.
Oh, I hadn't considered that.
Oh my God, you're trying to take the time to open the safe deposit boxes?
No,
you only open as many as you can.
Taylor, you're off the team.
You're insane. You're insane. There's
Kyle, Nate, and I are robbing this thing without you, greedy.
There's a silent alarm, but we have a guy right out front with an M60. He thinks he's part of the gang. We're leaving him.
He's got a pig?
He's holding off.
First of all, that thing's incredibly unreliable.
No, he's in a Juggernaut suit like Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. And Kyle, there's a parkour expert helping us for some reason.
You have a heat-stroked hillbilly outside with a very unreliable machine gun from Nam. I don't like how this is.
No, but you know what you just said? Something that's very distracting. That's a very.
That's right. We got a 763, a heat-stroked hillbilly with an M60 machine gun.
We're gonna need 7 police cars and an EMT.
We could go for like a fun distraction to have a county fair on the parking lot that day. Something like that. I don't know.
Why is there a bouncy castle here?
And if there's a bouncy castle out there with kids, they can't start firing on us,
right?
They could always say, "Kids, get out of the bouncy castle," but you know how hard it is to get kids out of a bouncy castle.
That's
love
why
it.
I'm still on the team, Taylor.
Yeah, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. See, I keep all my real ideas close to my chest. I'm not spreading that. That's for some reason that's always been like the romanticized crime in my head is the bank robber.
You're
like,
lucky because I skip right ahead and try to figure out how I'm going to survive in prison. That's a much worse go to bed story.